I spoke earlier to Congress MP Karthi Chidambaram on this unfortunate tragedy, on the stampede, and who he believes is to blame for what happened. Listen in. It's been 2 days since the tragedy in Tamil Nadu, since the stampede. First of all, I'd like your views on, who's to blame here, because I think a lot of questions are being asked, a lot of finger pointing. There's an attempt to shun blame on all sides. What do you think? Who's to blame for what happened?
Well, it's very tragic that stampedes continue to happen in India. And I'm afraid that this will not be the last stampede. This has been happening in regular frequency. It happened previously in Tamil Nadu in Mahamaham. Then we had an incident in the air show in the marina. And in the rest of India, we've had it at the Kumbh Mela, we've had it at the central railway station of Delhi. So this is just a regular occurrence. So I'm not surprised that this has happened again because we seem not to learn any lessons from the previous incidents.
True.
The same mistakes are repeated time and again. And I'm afraid that we won't learn any lessons even now. And this kind of a tragic event will also happen in the future. That being said, it's very, very tragic. If you look at the profile of the people who have passed away, they've been women, children, very, very young children. And it's very tragic that when they've been coming just to see a film star of their choice, that they have to endure this kind of tragedy. While I can't appropriate blame specifically on anybody, that only a proper and a professional and thorough inquiry can bring that about. I think there are many factors which led to this, and many actors, players, no pun intended when I use the word actors, players were responsible for this, who have to take the onus for this great tragedy. Of course, the district administration is primarily responsible for making arrangements, but this is a private event. So there were private organizers in the sense a fledgling political party. So all those who sought permission, those who organized the event, and those who were broadly responsible for the law and order of the place are responsible. But that can only be brought about during a very thorough and detailed inquiry.
In most of these cases of stampedes, and you listed a few of them for us, Karthi, inevitably it's a man-made tragedy. It's because of lack of arrangements on the ground, lack of any adequate provisions for the kind of crowds and numbers that gather, like what we saw in Karur as well. There is a lot of questions and a lot of focus right now on Vijay and how perhaps the TVK could have also played a larger role in avoiding what could have happened. But do you think, and you've said that the district administration is to blame, the district administration largely has kind of washed their hands off what's happened, saying very clearly that it was because of TVK. Do you buy that? Or do you believe that,
No,
yes, the administration has a
I'm
role?
not blaming the district administration. The district administration, first and foremost, has very limited resources to handle such large events. It's not as if that they have a Wembley Stadium there to have a concert with a movie star. They don't have that. They don't have those kind of infrastructure. And I know the limited infrastructure which is available in Karur. The district administration is not alone solely to be blamed. They do what they can. Whether they did enough is something only an inquiry can bring about. They are obviously granted permission in a specific place for a anticipated a number of people. Let's be very clear about that. Whenever anybody seeks permission to gather in a public place, they make an estimation. Based on the estimation, the district administration allots a place. So I do not know the details of the application, what the estimation was given by the organizers, which is this
Sure.
fledgling political party TVK, and based on which did the administration make adequate arrangements and allot an appropriate place is the question to be asked. So the blame is not only on the district administration. End of the day, this is a private event, a private political party's event. They should have also anticipated and they should have also made arrangements. The district administration does not make arrangements for food, water, and shelter. They only provide the law and order and make sure there is nothing unruly happening based on the estimate given by the organizers. Yes, we can always argue that they should have had state intelligence, which should have anticipated the crowd based on previous meetings. Fair enough. But you have to understand that our infrastructure, no matter where it is, can't handle this kind of a frenzy. And obviously, there is an enthusiasm among the fans of this particular movie star, and they are coming about in large numbers. I'm seeing that. I don't discount the enthusiasm. I don't discount the support base he seems to be having. That being said, the political party also seems to be lacking in second level leadership. Whenever a political party organizes any event, they have district level leadership who has a writ over the cadre who come to these events. Here, it's very clear that they have no writ over the cadre who come. Whether they are cadre, I don't know. Whether they have transformed themselves into cadre itself is a question. They continue to be silver screen fans, and there's nobody seems to have a writ over them. So there is a free run for these very enthusiastic people, and nobody within the political organization has any kind of control, command over them, and that's very clearly visible because this political party doesn't seem to have a second line leadership which is visible from on a state level, doesn't seem to have a district leadership which has got control and command over its members from the district. So that also is a factor. Those are also factors which must be taken into account. And when we've seen that, did they fail in controlling their own or giving correct guidelines, enforcing discipline, enforcing some sort of decorum when they come to their own political event? That also must be taken into account.
What do you also think? And, there's been a lot of talk of what you said also, Karthi, about how TVK functioned, that it seems to be more of a fan army than really a political outfit. And that's perhaps been exposed in how we've seen also the response to the stampede. What do you make of that? There's been a lot of criticism of the fact that Vijay immediately was up and about, left to Chennai, is currently camping in Chennai. Were you disappointed? There's been a lot of criticism of how Vijay and TVK has responded to the stampede as well.
See, I have always maintained that there is a great amount of energy this fledgling political party has. Whether this energy can transform itself into a form and structure and then become a proper political party which can face elections, I don't know. Only time will tell. But definitely, I will concede that they have tremendous amount of support and energy. Whether that can, become some sort of a viable political vote bank which can actually face an election, can actually go through the electoral process and win, I don't know at the moment. It can happen, it can't happen, only time will say. But the reaction of the political party has also been, I can't say I'm disappointed because I really have no expectations of them. I
Mm.
was very strange, when a very tragic event and has occurred in an event which they have organized. I did not expect their top leadership to scoot. I would have expected them to stay there, to go and perhaps take stock of what is happening, perhaps and address the press. I mean, I can't see any political leader. I mean, there is one, of course, who doesn't address the press, but he's got other forums which are available to him because of the stature of his office. But any fledgling political party refusing to meet the press, refusing to give their point of view, refusing to answer questions, and refusing to be there. That was very strange that they were able. They scooted immediately and
Mm.
did not stay at their ground and sort of exert their leadership there, and that was very disappointing. But
There's
as I
been
said, I have no expectations
So
personally, though.
the only communication that's coming from the TVK has been, of course, the petitions that they've been filing in court and, of course, taking to social media, where they seem to be suggesting all of this is a conspiracy, that the stampede was made to happen, that there were attempts to trigger the crowd, and that's why the stampede happened. What do you make of that?
No, no, if I have no information about that. If they have any special knowledge about somebody instigating this stampede, they must definitely bring it to the notice of the courts, the police, or the inquiry commission, which is being constituted now, and they must definitely bring it about into the public domain and back it up with the solid evidence. And even if this is a very serious allegation, and they must back it up with the evidence which is credible.
Another question that's constantly coming up is what next, Karthi Chidambaram? We've seen what's happened at this rally in Vijay's event in Karur. Many would say it was waiting to happen, looking at the crowds that had gathered in the previous rallies as well. And this is with what, 30 plus restrictions that were placed on Vijay's rally. Do you think he should be allowed to continue to campaign in Tamil Nadu? And in what
Uh,
circumstances then?
I'm saying that's really for the local administration to give permission based on what they see. But I don't think he should be curbed from campaigning or reaching out to people. I mean, that's his democratic right. I don't think his democratic right should be curtailed in any manner. But of course, it will be the administration won't be misplaced in placing restrictions. And if they play very onerous restrictions, I'm sure he will go to court. And the way I see things, eventually any of his future political appearances will be only be determined by courts.
Finally, when we started off, you spoke of the number of stampedes were witnessed across India, in Tamil Nadu as well. What do you think should be our learning, the biggest takeaway from what's happened so we don't allow this to happen again? Not just in Tamil
No,
Nadu, but
we don't.
across India. We have this conversation too often.
We simply don't have the infrastructure for large gatherings. Our streets are narrow. We don't have fire escapes. We don't have safety protocols. I think, anybody who's prudent will avoid large crowds. I think, be it religious, social, or anything, I think we should avoid large crowds. It should just we should have very severe restrictions for gatherings now. So, but whatever I say will not be implemented. We will continue to have large gatherings. We will have continue to have these kind of unfortunate events also roll out in the future. I'm not very optimistic.
I agree with you that there's a serious need for introspection, but we never really actually see that happening, not just in Tamil Nadu, but in any of these mega events that we see across the country. But Karthi Chidambaram, thank you for joining us. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.